Hello. So in this video, I want to walk you through the business model that's allowed me to get payouts like this from actually only having one client at a time to get results like that. And of course, I know you probably see a bunch of people on the internet saying how they're making all this money. To tell you, I've been doing this for the past 3 years, and I actually own the domain and the rights to what this business model is actually called. I've even been showcased inside of people's courses like Iman, and even have helped 1,800 people as well do this exact business model and get a shit ton of results while doing it. So explaining this will be fun, and I'm super excited. Let me just go ahead and prop you up right there while I sit here and talk to you. It's a little bit of a rainy day over here in Florida. So to tell you the truth, this business model is called growth operating. And essentially what I do is I partner up with content creators and essentially help them monetize their audience, right? It can be anyone, and content creators is a pretty broad scope. A lot of times it's just, most of the time, it's educational based content creators, whether they're teaching something to their audience, and it's in a sector of typically health, wealth, and relationships. Mainly work in ones that deal with, wealth. Anything that allows other people to make more money so people can get an ROI on the product they purchase. But going into it, essentially, I'm working behind these content creators, and no, I'm not on camera when I'm working with them. No, I'm not super popular, as you can tell too, as well, or super famous to get these content creators to respond to me. I'm essentially doing all of the back end work while they focus on content. And the reason why this business model works so well is because these content creators, you have to think of a content creator as a personality type almost, right? So they love being on camera. A lot of things that they do don't have to make sense all the time. You know what I mean? They're just on camera, and they're being the content creator that they are. They're being the personality that they are. And what stems to be the problem is these content creators build an audience of people that love them, right? That love them, especially if it's in an educational needs. People look up to them, almost. Not in a weird, they idolize them type of way, but they definitely look up to them with bro, I would love to hang out with this person, be this person's friend, or I'd love to be able to just pick their brain or get some advice from them, right? And that's how this whole entire thing starts. So these content creators start to realize that these people are, they get a lot of value from them, but they want to get more personalized value. And these content creators, the reason why they can't monetize their audience is because they cannot go from just posting content all day to working inside of the business. Because as a human being, we only have so much focus in a day. And if you take your focus off of creating content and you focus on building a product, you focus on setting up a business, right? You focus on setting up all the automations and what actually makes the business work. The business side starts to get better, but then what happens to the attention? The attention gets taken away from the content side. So now you built up this beautiful business that will convert, but now you need traffic, and it doesn't mesh right. So that's where people like me come in. I come in and I do my thing, you know what I'm saying? I come in and I help them with the whole business side of things while they can continue to focus on content. And once they push traffic through, I'm setting up the websites or the funnels. I'm setting up all the automations. I'm setting up all the workflows and the systems to be able to take their view and then turn it into money out of the other end, right? And I'm taking a percentage of that. And content creators are willing to pay me a percentage of this simply just because they wouldn't be making that money without me, right? So it tends to be super valuable, because the reason why you structure the deals like this too as well, and why a lot of people have gotten results, is if you can approach a content creator and you're not charging $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 up front, it's more of a partnership where you take 10 to 30% and I only make money when you make money. It's very low risk for these creators, because these content creators also as well are pretty broke, right? They're not making that much money. It's actually a statistic that out of the 200,000 content creators that post content on social media every single day, only 4% of them are actually making a decent amount of money, if not monetizing their audience to that standard. So that is something huge we keep in mind, right? And I've been doing this for like I said, the past 3 years, to the point where I've worked with so many of these content creators. And what I have found is they have to be teaching something educational. Because like some of these content creators, like if you're just posting like comedy skits, if you're like a musician, it's not gonna work that well for you. Like you'll see some people, like for example, like some rapper or someone will come and be like, oh, I'm a content creator, help me monetize my audience. It's like, that's not how it works. Because to make this business work, you have to realize that all content creators aren't even. You have to have an eye and figure out the eye that like to look and see what content creators work the best. So for example, typical people that you probably already know and follow, you have the big guys like Grant Cardone, right? You have guys like that, to where they are the type of content creators that would do really well. But now that leads me to my next point. Now, with these content creators, what you're mainly helping them sell to monetize their audience, because of course, when these content creators are monetizing their audience, they have to be selling something, or they have to be providing some type of a service. Typically, most of the time, it's literally gonna be a digital product. Like 9.5 times out of 10, it's gonna be a digital product. You're not helping them monetize their audience by doing weird affiliate stuff. You're not gonna be helping them monetize their audience by selling clothes. You're not gonna be helping them monetize their audience with brand deals. And I know you're probably thinking, you're like, well, Kyle, like what are we gonna help them monetize their audience with? What you're gonna help them monetize their audience with is digital products. And when it's a digital product, it's gonna be either a high ticket or a low ticket product. Low ticket product ranging between like $10 a month to $97 a month, typically on average. And then a high ticket product ranging anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000 a month. And just so you don't get super confused, the reason why we're doing digital products is because once you create a digital product, you create it once and you can sell it multiple times. So it's super scalable and it's highly profitable, right? Because if it costs you nothing to make a product after you make it, you can sell it multiple times. And then that's going to weigh into your percentage. And that's why it works. You can some of these businesses run off of 70, 80% profit margins, right? On the higher end, right? So digital products is the best thing to sell, because of course that's how you can also help them, right? Because of course you don't want to be in some weird warehouse or setting up inventory. That's not the move, and that's not the way you want to go about things at all. So yeah, digital products. And it comes in the form of, like I said, courses, communities, right? Because what people want is they want more access to the creator. So for example, if someone is watching a creator, and let's get like super specific here. Let's say someone's watching a content creator that openly talks about how people can take inheritance money, like what the money that they inherit, and they can actually build real wealth off it. Let's say it's something super specific, like people that get over $100,000 in inheritance money, right? There's someone that like specializes, and this is like, of course, off the top, this is someone that specializes in helping them turn that into wealth, right? Typically, if you're in that situation, you would want to talk to that person, and you would be like, okay, like I would really like to talk to this person, right? So they can help me out here because I have a very specific problem that they talk about on content all the time. Think about it. If you set up, like help that creator, and you set up something where, yes, they can get like one-on-one access to them for 3 months for $3,000, people will pay that, right? We're not going to sit here and act like people will not pay that. For example, like you can even talk about it in fitness. Let's say you go super specific in fitness and you're like, I help people that are like with eating disorders actually gain lean muscle and actually look like an Olympian, right? Super specific. You get super specific. There will be people that have anorexia or have eating disorders, and they will want to pay that person, whether if it's in a low ticket community to get access to like their private content, whether it's like one-on-one coaching. So now think about it too as well. You're probably thinking and you're like, oh wow, like there are a lot of people that do post content like this that probably you yourself would probably pay, right? So that's why this opportunity is amazing, because this space that a lot of people don't know about, this digital product, info product space, as an operator, you can literally partner up with these experts that are experts in their field because they're making content, like educational content, and you could take a percentage and learn how to set up all of the proper systems, learn how to set up everything to help them monetize their audience. And like I said, it's the thing I've been doing for the past 3 years. Typically, these content creators realistically need a lot of help, and that's why they're willing to give up 10 to 30% off to people that might not even have the most experience doing something like that. So that's been the business model that I've been running for the past 3 years to be able to generate results like that and generate 1,800 students results too as well. And it's one of the best business models by far. And it's helped me generate this consistently for the past 3 years. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I will be sharing like more in-depth stuff about like the nitty-gritty about how you can do stuff like this. So I'll see you on the next one.